best and worst moment, aviation related this year, and both had to do with my son. One was he came to Oshkosh this year and did a great job of ferrying folks around. Didn't do a great job of ferrying me around because he punched it while I was on the back of the ATV, as all of you saw. I did a nice reverse somersault, landed on my shoulder, and it still hurts, and I'm still going to PT for it. The best moment was related to that, though, as we came home from Oshkosh and he started flight lessons.
2025, the biggest moment I probably had was having a baby. So another co-pilot to the mix. So we got a baby boy, and big sister is 3 now.
So some of my favorite things to look through at the end of the year are our online inquiries. So I'm sure anyone with sales, certainly selling airplanes as a broker here at Aerista, we get some amazing online email inquiries. So I'll give you my top 4. The first one is simply "me like plane." Okay. The next one was they were inquiring about a plane and they simply asked, "Will you throw a pineapple for free?" We could do that. Compelling. The third is, "Will you take $1.50? So that was a great offer. And the best one, short and sweet. They just wrote, "Hi," in all caps. So those are fun. The next thing for 2025 for me, the big thing, one of them was I am doing an engine overhaul in my Piper Cub. And I've owned a number of airplanes. This is actually my third overhaul in a different, like 3 different planes. And I mention that because I want to be respectful when I spend my customers' money and like tell my sellers maintenance advice. But there are certain things that just have to be done in airplane ownership. So doing my overhaul, it was time.
When I reflect on this year, one of the things that I remember the most is my worst travel day of the year. And that was the week of AirVenture when we were all in Oshkosh. As fun as a week that it is, at the end of the week, you're exhausted, you just want to go home. And I was boarding my flight home and we were getting ready to pull away from the gate when the pilot called over and was like, "Sorry, there's maintenance issues and your flight's canceled." So I was stuck in Wisconsin for an extra night unexpectedly. So that was my worst travel day of the year.
I would say my most exciting aviation-related adventure for sure in 2025 has been learning to fly the Icon. We picked up an Icon A5 in the beginning of the summer. I've managed to put about 30 hours on this little thing so far. It's been a blast, totally different. The vast majority of all my flying in the last 20 years has been in a Cirrus, which is of course wonderful. But to do something different, in particular a different airplane, and then a whole different type of flying in the Icon, with the learning how to land this thing on the water and playing around with it. Seaplane flying is much more fun than I ever thought that it would be. It's just a whole different type of flying, much less standardized and much more spontaneous and interesting and fun. So it's been great.
By far, I have to say that getting my first and second ever ride in a Cirrus was very fun. Going to the company retreat was another highlight. And for sure, the thing that takes the top of the cake for me is getting my private pilot's license. So yeah, that was a huge one. And I'm very much looking forward to instrument training next year.
For every deal and transaction that Aerista closes, we send a financial contribution and donation to the Michael T. Keefe Youth Aviation Fund. And it's just a great program. Those funds are used to send scholarships for youth and young folks to go to EAA and have summer camp. So I'm really proud that we do that.
Picked can't believe happen moment for myself for 2025. When I listed my first Cessna 172, I was pretty shocked that once it went live, it was under contract within about 5 minutes of the listing. I was kind of blown away by that. So
2025, a lot of stuff. I've got to lead a group of planes and do some formation flying over Morocco, which was pretty exciting. Flew down to Sedona for my 20th anniversary with my wife. She was my first passenger ever, and that was kind of fun. But the highlight was going to Alaska with my son and getting to show him a place that's special to me and fly up glaciers and do hikes and go fishing. You know, that's really the Cirrus life and why we get into this thing. So it's a true highlight. So
it's been a very amazing year for me. First milestone this year was my company being awarded the Cirrus Service Center of the Year award for the second year in a row. Very proud of them. I got to accomplish a couple of things off my bucket list. One of them was, you know, getting my instrument rating. So now I can fly in the clouds and not just flying broken airplanes all the time. And then finally joining the team here, and actually it's been on my bucket list for a long time, looking at what my retirement job is going to be. So I'm excited about working towards that.
One Aerista related fun and new event we did this year was the Aerista retreat, which overall was fun and exciting. But one unique event that comes up is the impromptu cold plunge date that Luke organized for us, and Hannah and I got close and personal by sharing a tub together. So there we go.
Aviation has always been something that I've been deeply enamored by my whole life, and have kind of just been standing at the edge of the pool figuring out how to get in. And so when I got the opportunity to join the team this year, you know, I jumped at it. And even in the short few months that I've been here, you know, the team really feels like a family, especially when we all get together on these calls and make jokes and talk about what's going on in the industry. So even in the short time, I've gained a wealth of knowledge and have kind of, you know, set a new fire in me for, you know, the love of aviation.
I had a quirky inquiry come through recently, which is we had a buyer ask if an airplane was available 2 years after he originally inquired on this airplane. So for all of us that know how quickly the Cirrus market turns over, that was kind of funny to see someone inquire about that airplane, but we'll find him something. And as much as most of you think that the highlight of my year is just waiting for buyers to call me, the real highlight of my year was having our baby girl Ellie, who we introduced 6 months ago, me and Sam. So that's been a joy to have her around, and every day is an adventure.
The trip that my dad and myself and some friends all make in our airplanes out to Idaho. We camp out of an airplane or stay in a ranch for 4, 5, 6 days. That is just the highlight of my year every year. I think it's important, you know, as we sell these airplanes, to own them, fly them, wrench on them, train in them, etc. So getting to do that with people you care about in a really cool place is always a highlight of my year. On a professional level, the retreat, I know, as we mentioned before, I thought that was just a home run. You know, the camaraderie that we share, the laughs we share, you know, whether it's the hikes or watching your coworkers get close in a cold plunge, like Natalie said, it was really cool to see the whole team in one place. You can feel the energy. I was accidentally CC'd on an email after continuing to nudge a buyer to keep the deal moving along. And this was to his partner, and he accidentally included me. The quote is, "Every day that Clay calls and bitches about how we are costing his client money and when are we closing, I extend it by a day. Maybe he will be quiet and we can get him his money."
Sold a plane that was going to Japan, and Cirrus did the pre-buy and annual, but the plane needed to get to New Jersey to have a auxiliary tank installed. Couldn't find any CSEP, so I ferried it there. And I one-legged it all the way to New Jersey from Duluth over Canada. And it's down to minimums right between Philadelphia, New York, and Teterboro. And even the Thunderbirds are in holding, trying to get into McGuire. And New York Center came up and, "Cirrus, how long can you hold?" And I said, "I can hold another 2 hours, but I've been flying 4.5 and I really have to pee." And the Thunderbird said, "Give the Cirrus the first approach." So I felt good at that.
Most memorable moment from 2025, this day where I had to fly to London to assist a customer who had just purchased an aircraft from us. And on my way to the airport in Germany, got a call from a customer in Chile that decided to close on another listing that I had there. So preparing that purchase agreement from the airport, that was really cool. It was my highlight for 2025.